Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors the elders and apostles, the great millstone, who are teaching the truth in sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim, that's out there in the four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Bracket the Yahweh, Bracket the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Bracket done. So, ran out of time yesterday, and I wasn't able to show this other brother's video that I really wanted to get to. Nonetheless, though, still going to try to get this here on YouTube, because it's a really interesting video where it shows a Macy's going down. You know, he's going down to a Macy's that's closing up because supposedly the $1,400 checks is supposed to go out today, you know, and you could tell though that only certain people are going to get it, and it's really, are you going to get it, or is Bill Gates going to get it? Is all these places that are rolling out this vaccine going to get it? Because, you know, all your local news is about all these new centers that opened up, right? Guess that Good News Rescue Mission offered 1 dose of the Crown Royal vaccine. Guess that Reading's Good News Rescue Mission, which is a place, you know, to get a meal or to stay overnight if you are homeless, were offered the Johnson & Johnson one-shot Crown Royal vaccine on that Friday and took advantage of it. Ooh, yeah, because it's so much benefits, right? Yeah, just one shot and that's it. You know, you get your one shot, you know. You know, and people lining up to get it. Well, you know, not if you're a person of the elect. Spots filled for Sunday's vaccination clinic at Redding's Rancheria Tribal Health Center. So, you know, this is the Northern Kingdom. Anyone over the age of 18 who lives in Shasta County will be getting the vaccine at the Redding's Rancheria Tribal Health Center. But spots are already filled for Sunday's clinic. So, you know, that's what's going on, man. This is all you're going to hear about. Not just here, but over in the Middle East, too, man. So, people are lining up to get it, you know. Like pigs to a slaughter, man. And so, anyhow, this is a financial update. And this is from the brothers of Great Millstone in Buffalo. So, just going to click this on real quick. And hopefully this works. This is a newer...
Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone telling His truth. And sincere shalom to elect up there teaching His truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, I'm the brother Yashran, and this is an economy update. I just want to do commentary on things that are going on as far as the stimulus package is concerned, concerning the minds of these people, man. Okay, that 1.9, we'll just call it $2 trillion stimulus package was signed into law by President Biden. Okay. Now we need to keep in mind that America is already a great deal in debt. We also need to keep in mind, and the media is not really talking about this, is that there was the past two packages, there was almost $1 trillion that went unspent. Okay, so they really could have just made this a $1 trillion package and used that other trillion for something else, you know, or included it in the price tag. But no, they're just printing money like crazy, okay? Because they know that the dollar is on its way out, okay? We know that everything is shifting towards digital currencies or cryptos, okay? As they're getting ready to rev up this Mark of the Beast system. Okay, and the people are just happy that they're getting a $1,400 check. But I'm going to say this, right? For every $1,400 check that you get, according to that stimulus bill, it's it's going to cost you $5,900 as far as the debt being on the tab. Every American, for every American, it's going to cost them $5,936. I believe that's the total for this package. So they're giving you $1,400 and you're happy. Okay? But we know that the dollar's not going to last that long. But these people, they're ridiculous, man. You know, they have no common sense. Here it is, down at the bottom it says IRS started processing stimulus checks Friday. Money begins arriving in accounts. And I mean, for some people it's good, you know, because they may be a little behind because of the pandemic. So on and so forth. Okay? But the scriptures say that what? The borrower is servant to the lender. The more that they give out in debt, in terms of debt, the more control they have over people, man. There's always something that there's always actually a lot of things that get through these stimulus packages that have nothing to do with the economy. You know, with people's rights being taken away, you know, corporate power grabs, unrighteous decrees, so on and so forth. Okay? And the people are just happy that they're getting a little bit of money. And, you know, I saw something that got me angry earlier. And I wish I had saved it. But I was scrolling through the social media and I seen a couple videos, actually, a couple short videos of women with multiple baby daddies making videos holding their kids up with a $1,400 price tag on them. I saw this one woman. She looked like looked like a Latino woman, and she had 3 kids, right, in her video, and each one of them had a $1,400 price tag, and they all looked like they could have had different fathers, man. Okay? I mean, this society is getting downright ridiculous. Okay? But you know that a lot of these people, especially these women, are not going to see the storm ahead, you know? They don't know that what's going to come with this is inflation. When everybody starts spending this money, okay, because back when they did the other stimulus packages, okay, the economy was in a really bad state. And it kind of needed that money to increase the velocity of money because it was almost near zero anyway. And it didn't really create much inflation. But the economy's pretty much recovered a little bit. Okay, and all these, and this package is much bigger. These people are going to take this money, because we know how Jake is especially, and they're going to waste it. And they're going to waste it. Alright, on things that they want instead of things that they need. And it's going to create inflation. Okay? The more that you had you had this investor, and I know I'm going on a rant here. You had this one investor, right, who said that, and I agreed with him 100%. He said the rate of inflation corresponding to this stimulus package is pretty much going to be based on how much money people spend in a short amount of time, whether they choose to save a little bit or unleash it into or throw it into the economy. The faster that people spend this stimulus when they get it, the higher the inflation is going to be, because it's going to greatly increase the velocity of money. The money supply is already high. Okay? I mean, you're getting devalued dollars, man, the more that they print. But this is all a plan by the elites. Okay, like I said earlier, the borrower is servant to the lender. Okay, war is in the heart of these elites. Psalm 55 and 21, which these elites are almost all Amalekites, okay? Which is the chief house of Esau, the chief Edomites of the planet Earth. Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Okay, here you go. Spend some money, right? Well, hey, the scriptures say that what? The tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Okay? They're not giving you this money out of the kindness of their heart. They're giving you this money because they know that you're going to give it right back to the 1%, spend it on stupid shit. Okay, and they're going to get more control, and the fiat currency is going to be devalued even more. That's going to further allow them to push this new digital society that they want to create, or beast system, I should say, mark of the beast system. The words of his mouth were smooth than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay? Because war, it really is in his heart. He acts like he wants you to get this money. But he's not telling you, hey, 6 months from now, $1,400, is going to be like $800 or something. Or $900. When the prices all go up. But yet wages aren't really going to go up.
And that's another thing, is I went to Save Mart, because I was just a little bit hungry, looking for something to snack on, and I looked at the chips that used to be around 35 cents. You think that's the price now? $1.99. I'm not talking about the large bag of chips that you might get for $4. I'm talking about a small bag of chips, $1.99. Granted, this is a Save Mart, but come on, man. A small little thing of Lay's, $1.99? Are you fucking nuts? But you see, that's hyperinflation right there.
Okay, you see the deception? Scriptures say that what? We are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Us of the hopeful elect. Okay, we can see that. We can see that. All right, and we're not. The scriptures say, "Trust not in uncertain wishes or uncertain riches." First Timothy 6 and 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Okay? That shit is just paper, man. Really, we need to be focusing on what? Our spiritual bank account. That's the most important thing. Alright? And us brothers that know what's going down, okay, we should be taking some of that money that we get, especially if you're caught up on your bills, and being wise with it. Okay, get things that you need, things that are beneficial, okay, to you or your family, or maybe you might get some books or whatever that you might have wanted as far as this truth is concerned. Tithes. Okay. You might want to get put a little bit into gold and silver. Okay, or digital currencies or stocks or however you decide to do it. But these people are just going to get this money and then it's gone the next month. They're going to be in trouble, man. Okay, they're going to be in trouble, man. And we know that's what Jake is going to do, especially the Israelite woman. Okay, especially the Israelite woman, man. Well, hey, a lot of you Jakes in general, you're just, especially you younger ones, you're going to take that money and you're going to give it right to the weed man. Okay, you're going to give it right to the weed man. Tell me I'm lying on that. wait, let's get this. Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Even when the needy speaketh right. Relate that to this package, man. And the media circus that's going on with it, man. Okay? We'll jump down to verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. And a lot of our women are going to be careless with this, man. A lot of them are going to smoke it up. Or spend it all on fancy clothes and shit. And weaves and whatever the hell they spend it on, man. Getting makeovers. Getting their hair done. Getting their nails done. I had a woman from my job tell me how much it costs to get her nails done. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. You could sit there and do that in your spare time. I mean, she showed me her nails. I'm like, this is nothing special. You could do that shit in your fucking spare time. For free. For the cost of the nail polish. These women are ridiculous, man. Give ear unto my speech. Okay? Because really, a lot of you women are shameful, man. You're out of order. Okay? And you know, it also is a beautiful thing that the elect sisterhood is starting to wake up, man. The Lord's taken a lot of these women, a lot of these Israelite women, man, and he's humbling them. You know, we're seeing, we're getting more subscribers that are women than we are men right now. Okay, you've seen, some of them are chatty and on the comment boards, and they shouldn't be. But, you know, it's a beautiful thing seeing that there's actually are women out there that are humbling themselves, man. Okay, they're giving ear unto the speech of the Lord. Okay, they know that, well, hey, that the way that these women act nowadays are not ladylike. They understand that. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. And that's a woman that's at ease, man, making videos showing her kids with a $1,400 price tag on them. Okay, these single women are going to be dancing in the streets, man, with that money. You know? Especially all those ones that already claim their kids on their taxes in the first place. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins, okay? Because this is just for a short time. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, because America is a vine that's in decay. Okay, this place is in decay, man. Alright, this place is in decay, man. I don't even know if I want to call this an economy update right now, because it's more a rebuke on how you people are going to spend your money, man. I'm talking about you heathens and you two-thirds, man. Because brothers are going to be wise with it. They're going to get shit that they need. You know, they're going to catch up on bills. They might put it towards a new car or whatever.
Or fixing up an old one.
You know, they might put it into stocks or digital currencies or, you know, metals or whatever, man. Alright? They might even just save some of it. But majority of you jakes, man, most of that, man, when most of y'all get that $1,400, first thing you're going to do is go to the weed, put about 400, give about 400 of it to the weed man, maybe 300. Then you order about $50 worth of food for no reason. You know, chicken wings and pizza or whatever, and then you're going to throw most of them wings away. Because we know how Jake is. Alright? Shit, some of you are just going to take that $1,400 and get $1,400 worth of rims on it. With it. You know, not seeing, not redeeming the time because the days are evil. Okay, we need to be redeeming the time because the days are evil. Okay, when we get a little extra money, we need to be a little wise with it. There's nothing wrong with, you know, getting yourself a couple nice things. For the most part, you know, we got to be wise with it. All right. And we know as the hopeful elect that this money system is just going to devalue and devalue and devalue until it's worthless, and they have to come up with an alternative, which they're not going to come up with the alternative because the alternative has been thought about for years, and it's already in full swing, the transition. All right, the mark of the beast system is in full swing. Bitcoin is almost $60,000. Okay, Ethereum was under $1,000 last year. It's about $2,000 now for an Ethereum token. Okay, just a couple years ago, Litecoin was like $30, and now it's over $200. You know, 2 Ezra 16:21, and then I'll wrap it up. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right, they think that because things are cheap now and they're getting a little money, that everything's going to be in good case. They don't know that the inflation is on the horizon, man. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Okay? You can see the evils growing upon the earth. You know? The lockdowns haven't been lifted. You still got the military in your streets. You still got a big police presence. Okay, there's still all kinds of unrighteous decrees about what you can and can't do. Okay, you're still limited with your liberties. Famine. You know, price increases for food are around the corner. Food shortages. Alright, water shortages, and great confusion, man. Because the scriptures say that what? A gift destroyeth the heart, and this gift is going to destroy a lot of people's minds, man. And they're going to be confused. Wait a minute, we had thousands of dollars in our account 4 or 5 months ago. I thought everything was going good. And then boom, the jab is mandated if you want to keep your job, man. And the inflation is here, and you're going to need that job. Okay? But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.
And that's another thing is here in Reading, and I'm going to try to find it here because this is where it gets most interesting, is I'm going to try to find it, hold on. That they are cleaning up the homeless encampments, you know. I mean, these people have nothing anyways, but you know, you can always count on them to destroy the homeless communities, you know. Because that's all that they care about here is destroying. Here it is, right here. And of course, you know, like everything else though, you know, yeah, it's going to be a little bit messy. You think these people have a house? No. So, you know, to make them look even worse, 13,820 pounds of trash removed from the Acid Canal Churn Creek Waterway in Reading. And that's actually on the way of where I work out, so I see this all the time. And fucking police are always fucking hassling them. Over 13,000 pounds of trash from illegal encampments and dumpings was cleared from waterways in Reading on Thursday. Reading's Police Department Community Work Program focused on areas near the Acid Canal and Turn Creek Waterway near Hartnell Avenue. Inmates from the Shasta County Sheriff's Office. So, you know, even the inmates were getting on the kill. You know? Gotta move in on the kill, man. And there's one more here. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, I mean, they make it sound great, right? You don't have to be native. Redding Rancheria offers Crown Royal Maxine to county residents, so you don't even have to be of the Northern Kingdom. It's free. Oh, they love you so much, you know. But nonetheless, though, things are really shutting down here because the Most High is shutting down this place. Yeah, as we can see, Macy's being shut down from this brother's video.
Hey, Shalom, man. Hey, this is a prime example of the mirth is ceasing in Babylon, man. People say peace and safety, sudden destruction come, man. Hey, this is Macy's. This is a pretty big time store for the to be closing down, man. Look at this, man. This place is completely drained out. Everything in here is 70% off. And this is right around tax season too. Still closing down. Normally you'd think they would keep it open, man. But shalom.
Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father. Yahushai being named for His only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us His truth and rule well. And salutations to hopefully pushing His truth in all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yawasap, coming to you know the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai. Today's date is March 11, 2021. This is me on site at a local mall here in Kansas City called the Independence Center, and Macy's is closing down. I don't know if that company's going out of business or they may just be switching to all online, but there's no excuse that you got to shut down a major outlet like this. People, yes, they do shop online, but they would rather see things in person, be able to try things on in person. And for years, decades upon decades, this has been one of the number one stores, man, the number one outlets people go to shop for clothes. And they funded a lot of these major parades, mirth. And the grinding is very low, man. I've never seen anything like this in my life. You know, I've seen stores go out of business, but not of this magnitude, man.
Yeah, Sears and Kmart gone.
And in the same mall, they just completed construction of a gigantic playground inside there. And I'm walking through, there's so many stores that's closed, are closing down, going out of business. The whole mall itself was closing early.
And you gotta wear a fucking mask here in California.
And there's a few scriptures that come to mind for this, but I just really want to get this out. You know, this is personal footage I captured of seeing this, and this is going to be the new norm. And pretty soon, places like this will be covered in vines, rats. You're going to see all types of needles all over the floor, dead bodies in there, because places like this are going to be abandoned in the times to come. In the apocalypse that has already begun, all of these things, all of these big time stores are going to be empty. This is just going to be a gigantic place for marauders to camp out and, you know, prey upon people, snatch them up and kill them. You may even have scenes like The Walking Dead. From all these man-made crazy viruses, you might actually have freaking zombies out here, man. I mean, there's so much things that can take place in Jacob's Trouble. You know, I'm just scratching the surface on it. But this is a big time foreshadowing of the horrors to come, man. Babylon is falling. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for that. It's becoming more and more reality of the times we're living in. This place ain't gonna be replaced. This is a gigantic outlet, man. Inside of this is probably the biggest store inside this mall. And for the place to be gutted out like that and empty, just really gives you the visual and the physical presence of the times we're living in. And another thing is, this place may be just turned into a damn FEMA camp. Imagine all these shelves switched out into prison cells.
And keep in mind, though, what has been happening to the stadiums as of lately. Vaccine clinics, right? Well, what do you think is going to administer the mark of the beast? Chipping centers, right? That's another thing. But you see, we've been seeing a lot of this here in Reading, you know. Sears was the really big one that disappeared from the mall. Now, in the meantime, they have put like 3 other stores. They totally demolished the building on top of that. They demolished the building and then they brought in Sprouts and Home Goods. But let's face it though, Home Goods and Sprouts, that's not mall-looking material. Those are stores that are attached to the mall, but it's not like you walk around the mall in there, you know? It just, the whole concept is that malls usually were constructed of the 3 main stores. Macy's, JCPenney, and Sears. And Sears was a big, huge chunk. You know, and then, you've seen the disappearance of Mervyn's, McMahon's Furniture. You know, all these places have been disappearing over a time period. But now, Crown Royal is the scapegoat for this. And like everything else, these are going to become chipping centers. In no time at all, Kmart, the empty Kmart, became FEMA Local Assistance Center. You know, for those affected by the car fire in 2018. It became the Local Assistance Center ran by FEMA. And guess what? That Kmart still isn't being used, the site that's Kmart. Now there's another store next to it, Big Lots, but the Kmart site is still not being used. It's still empty there. It's a tragedy. But you see, that was before the Crown Royal hoax.
In chambers of torture. People getting mass injected and mass implanted with the mark of the beast.
Yep.
Worked to death. Guillotines stations set up. Soldiers, armed guards. You gotta visually see these things to happen because this is what you will see.
Yep. Staples Center became a vaccine center.
Let's go into some scriptures, man.
Arco Arena, Maxine Center.
Revelation 18:11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. It's going to come a time to where all these nations that trade with Babylon the Great, aka America, they're going to weep because this place is going to be crumbled and destroyed with missiles and times of war, and ravaged and invaded, bombarded with missiles and bombs, cleaned out. A lot of these other countries around the world, they've made their millions off the slavery of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through, America enslaving those people. And yet everybody that got a piece of the pie, that traded with America and established great commerce with that. But when this place gets attacked and shut down, no more. They're going to mourn and weep. Hosea 2:11, I will cause all the mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. I remember around times of Thanksgiving, just in, I remember in St. Louis area, they used to have something called the Macy's Day Parade, Thanksgiving Parade. Macy's Day, man. And look on the New Year's, channel for Thanksgiving and things like that. And in New York City, Macy's, you have that star. The iconic red star showing up, man. No more. Look at what happened this past New Year, man. Times Square was empty. If there was parades, it was some social distancing, whack-ass parades for Thanksgiving this past year, man.
Yeah,
The Lord
socially
is angry
distant
with
Santa.
this place. His wrath has begun. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. These windows gonna be boarded up, and a lot of these stores are being boarded up, man. You got big time fashion companies and prominent, clothing stores boarded up, out of business, and good, because you know what? All these companies that's been around for all these decades and years, all them companies got started up off of slave money, man. And they would fund the human zoos of our people, make all this merchandise of blackface and so on and so forth, mocking our people during times of slavery, man. And they just carried on that business ever since slavery. And now the Lord done judged them and closed them damn doors. They shut, man. So you ain't got to feel no type of way about it. You should be happy to see all these motherfuckers going out of business, man.
Amen for
Fuck
that.
these damn companies, man. And fuck this whole goddamn motherfucking country, man, we living in.
Yep.
I'm sick of this place, man.
Me too.
It's so surreal to physically experience it in person and see it, but it's well needed.
Yep.
You got all these big time label companies, Louis Vuitton and Giorgio Armani and all these big, companies people done spend hundreds and thousands of dollars off of maybe one clothing item, man. And for what? To be carnally minded is death, what the scriptures say, man. And lay not your heart on riches and carnal things, physical, tangible things, man. People, built up to being, if you own this thing, you got a certain status in society. Man, what the fuck kind of bullshit is that, man?
Yep.
But when it comes to being righteous and be concerned with the Heavenly Father, that's always been looked down upon. That's just something that people, acknowledge as like a little token of their faith. They may have a little necklace on and it stops at that. But anybody that's walking in it, you looked at it as a lame or all types of bullshit. You know what I'm talking about, though. But hey, the Lord is showing His hand, man. He's judging this place. Don't let the mirth of all these people fool you. You got a lot of people getting all happy. They're really blinded. They have no clue of what's going on in the world behind closed doors, right behind their back. They may seem happy because they can go back to freedom and living their lives and quote unquote returning to normal. But the things they're returning to are being taken away. God. Pretty soon you're gonna start seeing these big time amusement parks closed, man. Hey, the day Disney World puts a big sign out saying closed for business. Woo-wee, boy, that's gonna shake up some motherfuckers, man. And it will happen one day. There's been a lot of damage with these shutdowns, and it's to the extent people really just don't know how much damage has been done and cannot be undone, man. There's only so much online shopping you can do. You physically need places to go to, man. And Esau called himself opening this place up. You got some states lifting the mask mandate and thinking shit about to go back to normal, man. Y'all know what these elites got planned, bro. These devils got something very sinister up their sleeve. I just found out today somebody very close to me in my family, man, just took the jab, bro.
Yep. And that's
She's not even in
happening.
the right
People
mind
I know are going to get
do
it.
it. She's got dementia. She can't even think for herself. I had a wicked fucking auntie that took her to get that shit, man. And y'all about Shimei Shah gonna destroy her for that. But you know what? It's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because even though she got it, you know, her life did a lot of wickedness, man. Eating abominable foods and things like that. Feminism and so on and so forth. Hey, whatever the Lord got set for judgment, that's what it is. I can't get too caught up in that. But hey, we in these times, man. You can't let nothing surprise you no more. You can't be getting taken off guard by nothing. The Lord's bringing this place down. He's bringing all wickedness and all people that are wicked and ain't right down with it. Revelation 18 and 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. 1 hour is all it's going to take for that economic collapse to go down. So don't get yourself too comfortable in this place, man. Whatever little bit of comfortability you got right now, you better cherish that shit and appreciate it while you got it, because you about to experience some tough times, man. I'm talking living in the wilderness, living from building to building, living in homeless shelters and tents. Hell, you won't even have no fucking homeless shelter. You go in a shelter, your ass gonna be caught up in a FEMA camp somewhere.
Look at the way that they just demolished the homeless campment right here in Reading. You know, I see shit like that all the time, man. The worst thing you could fucking be in Reading is homeless, man. They fucking shit on you and the people applaud it, man. When the fucking police are fucking harassing the homeless. You know, I hear the blame, the scapegoat all the time. Oh, it's the homeless, man. Yeah, you know, it used to be a nice place, but then the homeless came. You know? But how did they become homeless? Well, think about it though. This place oppresses the people so much, but who do they blame? The poor, the needy, you know? And that's just it though, as you can see this place being destroyed, you know, in every way possible. Man, when Car Fire came, you'd think these people would have learned their lesson. Fuck no, they didn't. They just continued in their blame of the homeless, man. The homeless are responsible for all this, you know? Even with the goddamn Crown Royal, well, you know, it's gotten so bad. The homeless, you know, that's who gets the blame for everything. Not the government, not Newsom. Now, I'm not saying that he's well loved here, because they do hate Newsom here. But I'm just saying though that, hey man, you know. That's just the way that this place is. America literally translates to bitter. It's a very bitter place. It's a bitter sight. So
you're moving for your life's sake. Being real pilgrims upon the earth. Matter of fact, let's get that precept. Second Ezra 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Pilgrims are always on the move.
Yep.
Okay.
I lost my place. I knew I was in the move then.
And the horrors that's to come, and it's a coming apocalypse. You better know something, man. And you better have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai on your side to keep you safe. Because these things are about to get real. They may not happen, you know, I'm saying tomorrow. It might not happen like that. But what I'm telling you is, man, it's coming. It's coming. Don't you ever forget that. Don't get comfortable because shit's opening back up and the market is returning. People are getting all these jabs. Hey, look, man, Esau's about to come down with that hammer. He's going to come down on anybody that ain't taking the jab. You know what I'm talking about. And pretty soon that chip is right around the corner, man. The mark of the beast is about to be made mandatory real soon. So lay not your heart on riches upon earth. Keep your heart in the true riches in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And he will reward you openly and abundantly. So with that, I'm going to close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Vashem Rakakadash, Double honor to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, Tasha's truth and rule well. And salutations to you, hopeful that pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity. Shalom.
And got Apostle Tahar here as well, you know, because sometimes you just got to get back to the basics, though, you know, and it asks the question, can we cook on the new moon? Well, you know, sometimes you need to get back to the basics because of the fact that there's always new people coming in. You know, that's just the way it is. And we do this for the elect that are waking up, you know. Again, you know, we see all these people taking the shot, and so the people that will be coming in, you know, that ain't with this, you know, we got to get back to some of the basics, you know, because the Sabbath, you know, not keeping the Sabbath, that's all part of it, man. Coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai is important, you see, because it's just as important as, okay, well, we're not to eat abominable foods anymore, so we are to remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy.
Can we cook on the new moon or the new moons? And the answer is no. The new moon or new moons and Sabbath are the same. The new moon is nothing but a Sabbath or a Sabbath of rest. So you have the new moon, then you have after that day of the new moon, which comes in on evening to evening, and then you have 6 days where you can work, and on the 7th there's a Sabbath of rest. So you have a Sabbath one week, a Sabbath the next week, a Sabbath the next week. So it works out to 4 Sabbath, and then you have the new moon, which is around that same time. So if you go to the, this was the question that was asked of me, can we cook on the new moons? And I said no. And that goes for the new moon and the Sabbath. So what I did was I put in the word new moon, or the term, or the words new moon, new moons, and also Sabbaths. Now we should all know what the Sabbath is. Matter of fact, let me just go right to the precepts, because the precepts in the scriptures pretty much explain what the new moons and the Sabbaths are. I don't have to do a lot of talking on it. Anyway, this is 1 Chronicles 23 verse 31, and to offer all burnt sacrifices unto the Lord Yahweh in the Sabbath. And we know what the Sabbath is. You don't cook on the Sabbath, you don't work on the Sabbath. So in the kingdom of heaven, Esau or any of the other nations they will have a day of rest, including Esau. Nobody's going to be working on that day. So Esau and the other nations, they will look forward to the Sabbath days, the high holy days, and the new moons, because they'll be able to rest. And the scriptures say that they're going to partake in the high holy days as well. It tells you that in Zechariah 14. It speaks about the tabernacles, Feast of Tabernacles, where all the nations will have to follow that. So they're going to have to follow the Sabbath, the new moons, the various feast days, the high holy days. So let me read that again. 1 Chronicles 23 verse 31. And to offer all burnt sacrifices unto Yahweh in the Sabbaths, in the new moons, and on the set feast. And I just said that. Passover is a set feast. When does the Passover come in? It comes in on the second Sabbath. So your starting point is the new moon, which is known as Abib, which is the beginning of the year, which comes in, well, actually we're we're in the time of the bit coming in, which in 14 days from there at evening, going into the 15th day, is the Sabbath, is the Passover. So it says, I'm gonna read it again. First Chronicles 23 verse 31, and to offer all burnt offering or sacrifices unto. Now, will there be sacrifice in the kingdom? Yes, there will be sacrifices in the form of offerings. Like the Passover is a sacrifice. You sacrifice that lamb. But now, will there be sin or sacrifice for sin? No, because Israel will not commit sin. So it says, and to offer all burnt sacrifices unto Yahweh in the Sabbaths, in the new moons, and on the set feast by number, according to the order commanded unto them continually before Yahweh. This is 2 Chronicles 2, and Chronicles is a Greek word meaning time, history, or record. It says 2 Chronicles 2 verse 4. Behold, I build an house to the name of Yahweh, my power, to dedicate it to him and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual showbread, which that goes into a whole different topic, because the Levitical priests ate the showbread. Now David had ate the showbread, and the Most High didn't punish him for that because he was hungry. It says, and for the burnt offerings morning and evening, on the Sabbaths and on the new moons and on the solemn feast, Passover, the other high holy days of Yahweh our power. This is an ordinance forever to Yasha'Allah. Here it is again in 2 Chronicles 8 verse 13. Even after a certain rate, every day offering according to the commandments of Moses on the Sabbath and on the new moons. So the new moon or the new moons are a solemn day, a Sabbath. Besides your regular Sabbath, if you will, the new moon is a monthly Sabbath. So you can't buy or sell, you can't work on the Sabbath. Else I'll be working right now. It says, so I couldn't work yesterday, neither can I work tonight, neither can I work tomorrow, because usually before camp, I would go out and work a couple of hours. So Sunday will be the next, so-called Sunday is the next day that I would actually work. And then the next Sabbath would be Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And on those days, I don't cook. I might go to a store and maybe get something from the store earlier that day before the sun go down or whatever. Or I might have something in the refrigerator that's cold, just eat it cold. Or even you can make a sandwich. You can put a sandwich together, drink something from out of the refrigerator or water or whatever, and that's it. It says, and this is the best day. This is the Sabbath. Actually, this is the new moon. We're in the new moon. This is the best time to really meditate on the scriptures and to do your videos. You know, this is a day, and you know what? You can't say, well, oh, I gotta work my job. You know what? There's app-based jobs out there where you can make better money doing an app-based job than a regular job. Well, what about my Medicaid and my Blue Cross and my Blue Shield and my pension fund? Well, we're going by faith. Okay, you work and you trust in the Most High. So let me read that again. 2 Chronicles 8 verse 13, even after a certain rate every day, offering according to the commandment of Moses on the Sabbath and on the new moons and on the solemn feasts 3 times in the year, even in the feast of unleavened bread, which is the Passover, and in the feast of weeks, which is the ingathering, and in the feast of tabernacles. So it says 3 times in a year. Now that's in Deuteronomy 16:16. It says the same thing. Three times in a year you're supposed to gather together. Now in the kingdom we'll be able to do that. So wherever Israel is, you got various Israelite camps and they have their Passovers on different times, either March or April. And there's nothing wrong with that because the whole calendar system is all messed up anyway. So you're going to have some camps that's going to have it sometime in April. You're going to have other camps that's going to have it sometime in March. But when the kingdom is established, all Israel will celebrate the Passover and the new high holy day that's going to commemorate the destruction of Babylon. So you got to think on Babylon. You know, that's why I'm always, testing brothers on the prophecies, the book of Revelation, because we're in that time. Revelation, we're right in the time of Revelation 13. We're coming to the time of Revelation 18. So the book of Revelation is being fulfilled in our time. We're experiencing it now. Here's another one. 2 Chronicles 31 verse 3. He appointed also the king's portion of his substance for the burnt offerings, to wit, for the morning and evening burnt offerings, because they had morning offerings and evening offerings. And the temple had an eternal light. If you go into the story of the Maccabees, it goes into that. And the burnt offerings for the Sabbaths and for the new moons. So when you prepared your food, for example, when you prepared for the Passover lamb, that was the 10th day of the month. You would pick out a lamb from the field, which we're going to do that in the kingdom, and the lamb would have to be 1 year old, a male without blemish. And then you would take it to the side, and you're getting ready for those couple of days for the Passover. And before the sun went down, you prepared the lamb for the Passover. You had to slaughter the lamb within that time period, and you had to cook the lamb before the sun went down. And when the sun went down, which was the beginning of the unleavened bread, the 14th day of evening is known as the unleavened bread, which is the beginning of the Passover. It just happens to be called the unleavened bread. Also, it is called the Passover, the same high holy day, which went for a week. So it says, and for the new moons and for the set feasts, as it is written in the law of Yahweh. And you notice it keeps saying the same thing. Keeps repeating itself. And there's a reason behind that. So you can get it. So it can get in your head. Okay, it's in Ezra 3 verse 5. Pretty much says the same thing. Nehemiah 10 verse 33. Matter of fact, let me read that. Nehemiah let me come back. Nehemiah 10 verse 33. For the showbread and for the continual meat offering and for the continual burnt offering of the Sabbaths of the new moons, which is the Sabbath. And the word Sabbath means, let's look up the word Sabbath. Let's look up that word. It's good to look up your words. I already know what it means, but Shabbat. Okay, it's a Sabbath day of atonement, Sabbath year, week, produce in Sabbath year. Now you go into the root of Sabbath, which is Shabbat, which means to cease. That means to stop. Cease. Rest. To cease, rest from labor. And that's also a day that you give to the Most High, so you don't have sex with your wives. To cause to cease, put an end to exterminate, destroy, to cease, to desist from, to remove, to cause to fail, to keep or observe the Sabbath. And the Sabbath means to rest, to cease, stop working, stop. This is a day where you concentrate on the spiritual things of the Most High. Okay, I have to read this one. Isaiah 1 verse 13. Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and the Sabbath, the calling of the assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. So this is the Most High mad because they were, what Israel was doing, not all, but a lot of Israel, they were going through the motions, and they were thinking, you had a guy, you had an individual keeping the Sabbath, not working, but he was thinking on his neighbor's wife. And he said, well, I'm not going to do nothing to it today. I'm going to wait until the sun goes down, then I'm going to commit adultery. So the Lord said, away with your high holy days, because you're not keeping them, in a righteous manner. That's what that meant. So you have somebody that doesn't understand the scriptures. They'll bring this up and say, see, the Lord said we're not supposed to keep any of these high holy days and new moons and the Sabbath, because they don't understand the scriptures, especially you Christians. It also says the same thing in the 14th verse. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. Because they were doing it in a hypocritical manner. And this is what the wicked scribes and Pharisees were doing. they were going through the motions. That's why the Lord cursed them out about their borders of their garments with their fringes and the phylacteries. The phylacteries, that's in Deuteronomy, either chapter 4 or chapter 6, where, well, just look it up. Look up the word phylactery. Go to Matthew 23, and when you come across the word phylactery, look it up. Then you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, you got Ezekiel 45, verse 17. You got Ezekiel 46, verse 3. Then you got Hosea 2, verse 11, which says, I will also cause all her mirth to cease. So ultimately what happened? The Most High, when the Most High came against us and we were brought over here against our wills to serve slavery, we didn't keep the Sabbath because guess what? They separated families. So you were raised up not knowing you were an Israelite. So if you didn't know that you were an Israelite, how in the hell are you going to keep the Sabbath? You went by what Esau gave you, the slave master gave you. And a lot of Israelites, they followed other customs, and basically they forgot about being Israel and forgot about keeping the laws. So now Baruch said, loosely translated, I'm not going to go to it, it says, and now you're coming back to the Lord, seek him 10 times more. So now that you know you're an Israelite, you're supposed to be serious about the Sabbath, about adultery. You shouldn't commit adultery. The new moons, which we're in a new moon now. I'm here in a room by myself doing a video. Anyway, let me just read this here. I'll read Ezekiel 45, verse 17. And it shall be in the prince's part to give burnt offerings and meat offerings and drink offerings in the feast and in the new moons and in the Sabbath. There it goes. It mentions the new moons and the Sabbaths in the same sentence. Why? Because the new moon is a Sabbath. You do not cook or kindle fire. As a matter of fact, let me give you this one before I forget it. Exodus 35, verse 3. Let me start at the top. Exodus 35, verse 1, 2, and 3. And Moses gathered, the key point is in the third verse. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel. By the way, the word children is sons. The Hebrew word is Bunyam Yasha'ala, sons of Israel, together, and said unto them, these are the words which Yahweh hath commanded that ye should do them. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest. Now, how do we know that the Sabbath day is based upon the new moon? Because the Most High wasn't dealing with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He wasn't dealing with that. And when you were in the land of your captives in Egypt or Mizraim, one of the sons of Ham, they had a 30-day calendar and they had a 10-day week. So you had 3 weeks. You had 3 weeks in a month. So how in the hell you gonna keep the Sabbath on that time period? Based upon their time, their time. And when you went into the wilderness, you didn't have the only way you can measure time was by the sun going up, which was a day, the sun going up, the sun going down, 1 day, sun going up, sun going down, day 2, sun going up, sun going down, day 3, and then you would see the moon. And then when the moon, you didn't see the moon, or you seen a light, bit of light, a crescent, where you can almost what if the moon would look like it was invisible? That was your new moon. So you knew to keep the Sabbath in the wilderness based upon the new moon. Because the Most High set the priests to keep the calendar based upon the new moon, the sun and the moon. It tells you that in Genesis 1 verse 14. Days, seasons, years, and signs. So it says the second verse, Exodus 35 verse 2, 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day. So how do we know when the seventh day came in? You went by the new moon. The new moon came in, you counted 6 days you can work, and then on the seventh day is the Sabbath. Then the second cycle of the 7 days is Sabbath. There shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest, to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. So if you broke the Sabbath, the penalty was you got put to death. It says, third verse, Exodus 35 verse 3, ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation upon the Sabbath day. And that also includes the new moon, because the new moon is the Sabbath. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.
So, you heard it here that, because even I began to ponder the question, all right, well then when is, the Passover? Because we know we're coming up in it, that's a given. And nonetheless, though, you have to ask. So, 15 days from now is it. So now you can make your preparations, and that includes myself. So here's what's going on in the Valley of Yehoshaphat. Biden clearly ramping up military presence in the Middle East. So he's beginning to increase his troop here, as you can see, more terrorists in Iraq, because that's who the U.S. is. President Biden appears to be ramping up U.S. military involvement in the Middle East and targeting anti-terror groups, which actually he's supporting them. Fearing the groups such as Iraq's al-Shabi might soon eliminate Daesh, a political analyst says. So you see, they want to stop, the actual righteous here that are going after the terror groups. Qasim warned that an increase in the number of U.S. occupation forces in Iraq would exacerbate the situation, with Hashim al-Shadi forces having pledged that they would put up greater resistance against such a measure. So you can see, though, that wars, rumors of wars, and then you see that, the illegal strikes on Syria, which, of course, well, let's just look at this article here, because it's come up. So that way, you get used to terms. U.S. strike on al-Shabi facilities serves Zionist regime, which is Amalek, at least the flock drawing everybody in. The U.S. military airstrike offered by President Biden against facilities belonging to anti-terror resistance groups on the Iraqi-Syrian border served the Israeli regime, says a political analyst. Kirby, I hate this guy, I hate all of them anyways, but Kirby claimed that the strikes were in response to a recent attack against the American and Allied personnel in Iraq, which was a totally false flag. Kind of similar to the one that happened during the Trump administration, where they said that Assad used chemical weapons, when the white helmets. So they just got new ways of, blaming Syria, to draw in more conflict. But hey, wait, there's more. And this too, has to do with the Valley of Yehoshaphat, but also the big plan of the World Health Organization. Iran receives first consignment of Cuban-made vaccines. So here it is, the plan to get everybody injected, so that way you can destroy them. Iran has received the first shipment of Cuba's Crown Royal vaccine developed in cooperation between Tehran and Havana in spite of the unilateral U.S. sanctions imposed on both countries. The first consignment of human vaccines arrived at Tehran's International Airport on Thursday afternoon. The vaccine shipment contained 100,000 doses. So, hey, there's a plan to get everybody chipped, and it starts with these vaccines. And here we go. U.S. occupation continues to plunder Syrian wheat. Takes out 10 trucks from Tal Alu silos in Hasaka to North Iraq. With Assad, behind. It doesn't mean though that this shit ain't going on. They have to keep this hoax going. The U.S. occupation forces have stolen new quantities of wheat via its trucks from Tal Alu silos in Hasaka, eastern countryside. Local sources in Al Yashua countryside told Syrian Arab news agency reporter that tens of trucks loaded with wheat from silos of Tal Alu village started to consecutively leave on Saturday afternoon toward the illegitimate Al-Wala border crossing guarded by armed forces affiliated to QSD militia to smuggle it to northern Iraq. So they're plundering their wheat, which again, is part of their wealth. But hey, there's more. Lockdowns wreck democracy around the world. While the number of fatalities attributed to the Crown Royal is carefully tracked by governments, which we know this thing's a hoax, but I can't go too much into detail about that. Few people have recognized how the pandemic spurred crackdowns and have devastated democracy around the world. Yeah, because now al-Assad is out for a little while too, right? Emergency proclamations have entitled presidents and other government officials to seize vast new powers previously forbidden to them. So you see, regime change, right? Al-Assad out, now part of a regime change, which is all a ploy. Yeah. I am not saying that Assad's being ousted, but what it is just getting him off the scene for a while. But hey, they're all part of the New World Order anyways. Professor of government ethics helped cover up Crown Royal nursing home deaths, which is the real reason why, now all of a sudden you're seeing the sex scandal. And people are asking Governor Homo to leave, which he's a homo. So he didn't sexually harass anyone, but it's because of shit like this. Are you ready for this week's absurdity? Here's our Friday rollout of the most ridiculous stories from around the world that are threats to your liberty, risks of property, and on occasion inspiring poetic justice. Professor of government ethics played key role in nursing home deaths. Late spring, the New York Governor Homo ordered nursing homes to admit patients who had recently been treated for Crown Royal. This led to the spike in Crown Royal deaths inside nursing homes, which are filled with elderly people in the highest risk category for Crown Royal. When the State Health Department issued a report on the nursing home deaths, one of Homo's aides rewrote it to remote the total count of 9,250 deaths related to the policy. So, again, it got caught in a lie, and they're really trying to cover it up. They really don't want this coming out, so why not a sex scandal? People like sex and politics, right? So, I'm going to get this here, Alright, there it is. Yeah, this is a better one, but at the same time, it takes fewer seconds to load. But hey, at least, you're not being tracked, So this is the Avant browser, which it looked like I was able to play those videos without it freezing. So this might actually speedy things up, Go to one of my favorite verses and close this one out, Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 16. thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwells in the clefts of the rock. You know, those of you that, you know, are at ease, you know, you're thinking that, oh, okay, everything's going to go back to normal, got this stimulus, and, you know, you're trusting in this. That holds the height of the hill, that thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. You know, all you Idumeans, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Most High. Edom shall be a desolation, and everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. You know, and again, you know, that's when this nuclear destruction comes. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Most High, no man shall abide there, neither shall Son of Man dwell in it. You know, again, you know, this place will no longer exist, you know, especially when the next kingdom comes, because this kingdom's going to be destroyed completely, and the heart of Edom has always been America. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me that time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear the counsel of the Most High, that he hath taken against Edom and his purposes. That he hath purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock, Amalek, the Israeli state, the Zionist, shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. And again, it's going to happen very shortly here. As you can see that this strike on Iraq and Syria, you know, and supporting the terror groups, it's all backfiring. I mean, I could say it in the streets and nobody looks at me strangely when I say that America supports ISIS is ISIS. It's not even controversial to say that anymore, you know. There was a time, man, you say something like that, that's almost considered treason. It's almost considered espionage to speak about the evil doings of America. But you see, the whole system is broken down now that nobody has faith in the American system anymore. It's gone. Just like the storehouses are empty, man, people's faith and trust in their government, and you know, they know that America is done. So for that, I want to say, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Wa Abba Babal, and Barak Athum, the hopeful elect. Shalom.